course, you want to learn more about what's happening not only at local level but also state level. That's why we are here in Miami to talk to one of the state representatives, Haitian American state representative, should I say, for District 105. Mary Woodson is joining us right now to better understand some of the laws being passed by the Florida governor. Let's get to it. Thank you so much, the Honorable, for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, James. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I truly appreciate what you're doing to elevate really this platform, not just for the Haitian American community, but for everyone, because you do it in English, Creole, and also Spanish, I understand.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, let me say thank you to you as well. I'm looking at your office. I will tell you, this is one of the few beautiful offices that I've seen that way.
Wow.
You must have a very great designer helping you with the process.
Well, I would say the designer is internal. It's internal because when I first moved in here, of course, you've seen where I'm at. I am at a college, and when I came up here, my husband, I was in Tallahassee, and I came back. He came here one Saturday and really fixed the office the way that you see it, and we never changed it since then. We left it the way that he did it.
Wow,
So,
it's beautifully done.
you know, when you're in session, you don't have any time. You know, you so much to do. It's good that you had someone when you come back who fix it for you.
Yeah.
So-
10 new laws being passed in the state of Florida. Before we get into it, I wanted our viewers to better understand what drove you into politics. First, you were into local businesses. We've known each other for a very long time. And then now a state representative.
State representative. Well, tell you the truth, I started my career in county government in Miami-Dade County. When I came here, I was here for like 6 months. I was working with, I used to go to work with one of my cousin actually who used to work in a factory. And I was there for about a month. Then I landed a little job in Miami-Dade County government. So I was 21 years old, so I started at the bottom of the level, at the bottom of the barrel, and then I worked my way up where I was in charge of 5 divisions for county government. And then I went to school full-time and worked full-time, graduate, undergraduate, and graduate school while I was working for Miami-Dade County government. I decided to take this work that I have done, because I've done a lot of volunteering work as well. In the sense, I was the chairwoman of the Miami-Dade County Commission for Women. Then I was also a member of the legislative committee. And leaving Haiti, I left for a reason that I couldn't get into the medical school in Haiti because I did not have a godfather working in the government. So
Technically, if you want to be part of the medical field, you need a godfather
at the
somehow.
time. If you don't know anybody, there's no way. Even if you had 100 in the exam, you don't stand a chance. So because of that, you know, my dad sent me here. And while I work for county government, I've always made a vow to myself. If I have a chance, I would get into politics to help people, not to hurt people like the way politics hurt me in my own home in Haiti. So this is why I decided, after a career in county government, then my kids, my youngest child, went to college. I said, you know what? It's time for me to leave county government and get into politics. And I went the first time, I went for the seat, and God blessed me with the seat. This is why every day I ask myself that question: what am I doing to make somebody's life better? That's the way I see it. If people elect you to do a job, you need to take it serious, and you need to put the people first. Yeah. That's what I do every day.
You are putting people first, because I've seen you in, at different activities in our communities, what in Tallahassee, in Miami, even in Washington, D.C. Yeah. We've met and see the work that you are implementing on behalf of the Haitian community. Before we talk about the new bills that are being implemented.
But do you know why you see me, though?
Why?
Because you are there working hard. Like I say, I'm so proud of the work that you're doing locally, everywhere. You're all over the place in the United States, actually.
I don't want to blush today, but it's all to you today. But thank you so much for your kind word, State Representative. Before we talk about the bills, there's a very important part that I needed to mention for our viewers worldwide. Let's talk about District 105. Give us an overview of what are the cities, the level of work that you have to do to represent District 105.
Thank you for that question, because as a state representative, I'm responsible I represent 6 cities in South Broward County, which is parts of Hollywood, Pembroke Pines, Miramar, Hallandale, West Park, and Pembroke Park. So really 6 cities that you have to go and fight for in Tallahassee. But it's a joy and a pride for me to do it because I love public service, my heart into it. As a state representative, you are responsible to introduce legislation in the state and the Florida legislature, and also you have to balance the budget for the state of Florida. We just passed the budget. We went to Tallahassee session, was supposed to be 60 days. It went on to 105 days. But one thing about session, you cannot come back home until you balance the budget for the state of Florida. And the budget was about $115 billion for the state of Florida. But we did it. We had some appropriation that were vetoed by the governor. It's okay. That's the process. That's what we have to go to, even though it's painful when you're seeing some of those projects being vetoed. But that's the process that we go through. And I take it very serious. I don't just do those two things. When I'm in my district, I work in the community because I'm an elected official. Even though the legislature call us part-time legislators. For them, they see us as part-time. When we're not in session, it's like they don't consider us working. But that is not true. We work. Today is Saturday. You see me here. I work the whole day. I'm working. I'm all over the district. So in a nutshell, this is what we do as state legislators. We represent the people. And people can call you if anything, whatever their needs are, you try your best. If you can't do it, you have to find somebody who can help them out. So during the session, we were able to introduce a lot of legislation. And this year, I was fortunate. Some year you might pass just one bill. Some years you might not pass any bill. Some years you might do 2. But this year I was fortunate. I passed 7. And the governor signed all of them. 2 of them were, after you pass them on the floor, they got amended into other bills, but that's still your bill. And I have some standalone one, which I'll be happy to share with you.
We'll talk about the bill for sure, but I'm understanding $100 billion bill budget passed for the state of Florida. I'm hearing many Haitian Americans saying, what is it for the Haitian community? How they take advantage of that? Where is that money going?
That's a very good question. And the way they need to understand it, remember, we are the state. We're not the local government. The way that we do it, we balance the budget and we allocate the funding. Funding for education. The children who are going to school, that's how the money comes from. It comes from the state. The hospital, healthcare. A big portion of the budget goes for healthcare. Like if you receive, even though Medicaid, some of it comes from the federal government, we allocate money as well to the hospitals. This is why when someone doesn't have any money, the hospital can provide service for them. We allocate funding for the roads that you're working on. Everything that you see, this is why I tell people, politics affect your life. So we allocate this funding to the different organizations, the different structures, which is the local offices. We are to the local elected officials, so they in turn will pass it down to the residents of the different counties and municipalities. So that's how the process goes. But besides allocating the major budget, we get what we call appropriation packages. In appropriation, you could be a nonprofit, you have a program, you bring it to me and you say, well, I'm requesting $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. I had some project, like the small businesses, they give me a project for $500,000. And I got it in the budget because it's a very tedious process for you. All the work is done for you to get it in the budget. Now, once you get it in the budget, it's up to the governor to just take a pen and say, well, I'm approving this or I'm vetoing it. This is what I told you. The veto process is hurtful sometimes because you have done all the work to secure that money in the budget. I got money, for example, I have senior programs in my district. I got some money, $400,000 for West Park for the senior programs. And we have Haitian, and because I go there myself and visit those programs and I talk to them. I got some money for Pembroke Pines as well, the senior program of Pembroke Pines in Miramar. That's in the budget. I got it also for Hallandale. All those are cities that I represent. They give it to me and I got it for them. Then I got some money, because remember, Haitian, we all over now. We all over. So whatever you bring, you don't just bring it for a particular person you bring it for the entire community. So they would benefit from everything that I put down, but more so the money that we allocate to the different cities and municipalities.
Should I say, the main reason why we have our state representative explaining so well how it works is because you're also teaching, you're also explaining to different groups
Right,
and how
right.
things work. And you are doing such an amazing job because the idea of that interview is not only to inform the community, but also to educate them on how these
How it works.
policies are working. Take us to how the state policies, state laws are working compared to federal laws. In regards to now, we are talking about the big, beautiful bill that just passed the House, and now the president is ready to sign it. How that bill will affect on a statewide level, also you representing different cities on the local communities.
Right. Thank you for that question, because people need to understand you have the federal level, you have the state level, and you have the local level. Local level could pass ordinances, but the state can preempt or circumvent the process by coming up with their own legislation that could override the local level. That can happen all the time. The same goes also for the federal. But what I want people to understand, even though the big, beautiful bill that you're talking about now come from the federal level, you see it just passed in the House and the Senate at the federal level, but we need people to understand how it would impact them at the state level, at the local level, because it's really one when you're talking about the people. Because the people that are in my district, they also, and Debbie Wasserman district, who is at the federal level, Sheila, who is at the federal level, and those same people are also at the local level. So we all need to understand this process. But what we want to make sure that people understand, even though I know some of the Congress people will go down to the community because they having town halls to really explain to the people what's going on with that big, beautiful bill. What's troublesome to me is what the bill would do, which we have been educating ourselves and also talking to the elected officials at the federal level. One thing that we know for sure, 17 million people tend to lose their health care. That's in the bill. And what people do not understand, you might not have Medicaid, you might have insurance, you think you're fine. But remember, your grandmother, your mother, or anybody who has Medicaid, if they go to a nursing home, Medicaid paid for the nursing home, even though you have insurance, that insurance would not cover that. Therefore, you need that Medicaid to cover the health care that you need. So that's extremely important. A lot of people who have Medicaid, I was looking at the data actually. In Florida, 1.7 million people tend to lose their health care. Just in 1.9, not even 1.7.
And in that 1.9 million, if we narrow it down to minorities, I'm pretty sure that a big part are also reflecting the Haitian community, or Haitian American community.
This one does not exempt any community, but more so the Haitian community, yes. They will be impacted on that because we are here. We receive services just like everybody else. So California has the highest. California has about 2.3, but we live in Florida, so we really concerned about the number in Florida. We concerned about the entire country. However, we live in Florida. So California has the highest, then Florida, and then you have Texas, which has like 1.6. So it's a lot of people who tend to be impacted by this bill, and I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but we know one thing, people are going to be hurting.
So let's talk about Medicaid and Medicare for instance, right? We know here in our community, even though we have all the Tigamun, the older elders, right? Who's taking care of them are the young one, the Haitian Americans. So what is the way around for a Haitian American watching us right now to say, hey, your grandmother, your grandfather, or your father, or your mother, or your aunt,
or yourself sometimes.
or yourself might lose that health coverage? What is it they have to do?
This is such a good and important question that they need to understand. The example that you gave at the beginning, I fell into that. I had to take care of my mom and my dad, my mother for 14 years. And at one point, I was paying for that myself. How many people can afford to pay for that? Seriously. And I had to make sacrifices to make sure that I do it. So a lot of the people need to understand that somehow they will be impacted. Everybody would be impacted, even if you have health care. You need to, right now, there's not a solution as to what is the solution. The only thing I would tell people, you need to save every penny that you have. Don't waste your money anymore. Put your money aside because your health is the most important thing. Because if you don't have your health, if you cannot take care of yourself, then you can't do anything else. You know, usually we say you need to be healthy in body and mind and spirit, your mental health, your physical health. But this one is your physical health, your mental health. And if you don't have those two, then your emotional health would be impacted when you see that you cannot take yourself to the doctor or you cannot go to a nursing home. Your grandmother, your mother, this is family. And even your friend, it doesn't have to be family. So this is serious. And like you said, people need to understand what's coming down. They need to save as much as they can. Try your best if you have insurance to keep it, but you would need more than that sometimes.
Another aspect of the big beautiful bill is the SNAP. We know what we call the food stamp or nutritional assistance for communities. Do you think that the Haitian community will be impacted as well?
The Haitian, just like any other community, is definitely going to be impacted. Because I would tell you that, James, I have seen so many people in need of food. Because of that, I do a food drive in the district. And you should see the number of families who come for that food drive every time we do it. We have one coming up soon. And what I see also, a lot of people have pride. So if they did not need it, they wouldn't come either on the line or under the hot sun. You know how hot it gets in Florida. People don't mind waiting for that food. And it's not a lot of food that you give them. It's not even food that you would say that they could use for 2 weeks or sometime even a week, depending on how many is in the family. So yes, definitely they would be impacted by that. And some people, some kids, if anything, we have to make sure that our children have the nutrition they need. Because if a kid is in school and they're hungry, they cannot learn. And we know that. So many people would be impacted, but more so, I'm looking at the children more than anybody else.
We are talking about impact, and they are coming on so many levels in the in minority community, should I say, especially the Haitian community. Another one is immigration. I wanted to have your reaction to first the Alcatraz. There you go, Alligator. It's being built right there in South Florida. The president was there. So what is your reaction to that new detention center?
James, my heart is aching. As a Haitian American, as an immigrant, my heart is aching when it comes to that prison that's being built.
The government called it detention center, but you call it prison.
The prison. Because if you're talking about Alcatraz, the prison was built to house like those hardcore criminals, you know, people with major crimes.
In the middle of nowhere where you have only
where you have nowhere to see. So if you call it like that, to me, it's a prison. James, I have no issue with criminals, with deporting criminals. If you come here to commit crime, and sometimes you don't know what life this person have or you know what transpired, but if you're a criminal, I would not say for the United States to keep you or not to send you wherever you come from. However, we have to deal with the fact that the migrants, immigrants, they work very hard and they were brought here, a lot of them legally. Taking the people with TPS, the Biden people, they came here legally. Right now, to deport them to a country that doesn't offer them anything, some of them could face death as soon as they get there. It's inhuman. It's not something that represents the United States. And I'm asking for the humanity in us. I'm asking for compassion. Because right now, a lot of people cannot even take their kids to the doctor if their kids are sick. They cannot go to the doctor themselves. They are in hiding. They are suffering. And we go to bed every night not worried about anything like that. But we have people who are in hiding, people who are suffering, people who cannot live. They cannot live. Mind you, those people have created a life here for them. They have children, they work, they contribute to our economy. They have living a life of gang, we know in Haiti, atrocities, one after the other. A country that have been broken. Haiti has been broken. And it has not just been broken by Haitian, it has been broken by a lot of things that we don't even know. So to send people back to Haiti, I cannot understand that one.
But the government is saying the contrary. The Trump administration is saying that Haiti is safer. Haiti can now welcome back all the, not only the TPS recipients, but also all of those who came under the humanitarian program by President Biden.
And my response to that, why was a ban put on Haiti, the travel ban put on Haiti for Americans not to travel? So why? If there was a ban, if it's not safe for one group, why would it be safe for another group? I don't understand the logic behind this one. I don't.
You seem pretty worried about the not only the TPS recipients, but also about those 300,000 or more who came under the humanitarian program by President Biden. What is it you will share with them or their family members who applied for them to be here in the country?
What I would share with them right now, they need to make sure they contact a lawyer. Make sure you equip yourself with the right information. Do not listen to anybody who is telling you this, that, who do not know, people who do not know the facts. You have to contact an immigration attorney. You have to contact Catholic Charities, all those organizations, nonprofit organizations who help, who can direct you to the right place. You have Sunlight, you have Farm, you have all those other organizations. Even if they do not know, even if they don't have lawyers, but even if they're not lawyers, but they have lawyers attached to those organizations, immigration attorney, legal aid, for example, who can help you if you don't have money to hire your own lawyers. This is a critical time, and I'm asking people to do that. Because if you don't do that, you don't know what's going on. We see examples of people being picked up by ICE right now, and those people are not criminal. They're not criminals. This is a situation that I wish we would find the humanity in us as a country where we have the Statue of Liberty who tell us, give me your pause, give me your huddle. And if you're not an American Indian, you're an immigrant. To me, this is history.
You talk about seeking legal assistance. As a matter of fact, now is the law in the state of Florida. You help pass the bill to now make it illegal for all of those on social media or anywhere else claiming that they are attorneys, if they are not, to legally say that they are not attorneys, to give legal assistance. Tell us about the process of that bill and the importance of it as well to the community.
This is a very important bill right now, James, and I'm glad you asked that question because the FLIC, Florida Immigrant Coalition, came to me and said there were a lot of issues that were brought up to their attention, and since people are misrepresenting themselves, as lawyers, and they taking people money, and then nothing happened when it comes to their immigration status, or if they fill out the papers, sometimes the papers not even fill out right. So I heard that concern, and as an immigrant, I felt I had an obligation to take the bill. Mind you, I didn't even have a spot left when they bought me the bill. But I said, you know what? I'm going to take the bill, and I'm going to find one of my colleagues who have the spot, and I would work with them and make sure that we get the bill to the finish line. And that's exactly what we did. The bill basically create penalties for people who are misrepresenting themselves, acting like they are lawyers while they're not lawyers, in order to protect our immigrant community. And I am so glad that the governor signed the bill, that the bill is law now in the state of Florida. If you misrepresent yourself as an attorney, you would pay the consequences, because it's not fair to our immigrant community for people to take advantage of them. They are dealing with enough as it is. So that's one burden they don't need to have.
You have helped pass more than 5 bills. Let's talk about the other one, about insurance. That's a big one and an important one as well to the community.
This bill is so important to me because, as you know, 1 out of 8 women who is diagnosed with breast cancer. 1 out of 8 is diagnosed with breast cancer. For every 100 tests that is conducted, 1 of them is a man, because men and women, they both have breast cancer right now. So I took on this bill, and it took me 2 years to get this bill to the finish line. Basically, the bill requires of the state group insurance to pay the out-of-pocket costs for men and women who cannot afford to pay. Because when someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, if you don't have the out-of-pocket costs for those supplemental tests, such as the MRI, the ultrasound, or the biopsy, those you have to have out-of-pocket costs. And sometimes people don't have that money to continue to go with the test, and then the cancer start moving from a stage 1, stage 2, then it's too late. So this bill is such a great bill, and I'm so glad that I was able to pass that bill, and also Senator Berman on the Senate side passed it. So we both passed it on both sides, and the bill is law. It was signed by the governor as well. So I want everybody to know about this bill, not just women, men as well, because they both have breast cancer now.
So it's fair to say that you've been pretty busy in Tallahassee, not just playing around and meeting people, taking pictures.
No, I'm not one of those people who really care about taking pictures. My thing, I am so blessed to occupy that seat that I'm in. And I've always said 2 things. I would do the people justice by representing them well, and also I use the access in this position to help to better lives for others. And that's every day, that's why I ask God, what can you help me to do for somebody else? And another bill that I'm very excited about is a bill that I work with one of my Republican colleagues, actually. Is the foster care bill for kids who are aging out of the foster care system. I passed one bill, House Bill 1755, I believe 2 years ago, where it requires of the state to provide some of the support system that the kids who age out of the foster care system. Because it used to break my heart when I used to work in the juvenile court to see the kids leaving the foster care system with their clothes in a plastic bag, and they give them $50 and they send them out there in the world. Now, you know, those kids being bounced from one home to another, they never had a room where they can call their own, like your kids or my kids. So after passing that first bill, the housing was not covered in the first one. So with the bill that I just passed with one of my colleagues, Representative Rizzo, the bill requires of the state colleges and university to prioritize housing for those kids. Because a lot of them are in college, they're at Miami-Dade, Broward, FIU, or they're in other schools, but they don't have housing. And if you don't have housing, you can't finish school. If you have to worry about where you're going to sleep, you can't finish college. We want those kids to become self-sufficient. So that's a very good bill. I'm so proud of that bill. And that bill was signed into law. I'm always thinking about what can we do for the younger generation as well.
Nicely
So,
said. I don't want to let you go without talking about the HB 299, the elevator, access to elevator as well. Tell me more about that bill and what inspired you to say, I think it's important, it's critical.
this bill is extremely important because we always talk about us women, but we never think about people with disability. Because, and I would tell you, I don't know if you know, he's a former representative, Ronald Breeze, Honorable
Yeah, of
Ronald Breeze,
course.
who was
Yeah.
a former representative, and now he is leading. He's a partner in a big law firm in Tallahassee. So he came to me with that bill and asked me, "What, Woodson, can you carry this bill for me?" And I was honored because he was a former representative. So basically, the bill requires of people to put it in the elevator to put an extra bar where whether you physically challenged or you just need some support, some additional support, you will be able to get that support in an elevator. So whenever you walk in one, when you see that additional bar in the state of Florida, you know that's the bill that I passed because I always keep the people with disability in mind as well. We tend to forget about them sometimes, but they just as human as anybody else, and they deserve the same support, the same respect, and the same dignity.
Well, nicely said, State Representative. Before we close our interview today, I want to circle back to what you said about TPS and the Biden program, the humanitarian parole program. I wanted to have your reaction about the impact, economic impact you think that might have not only on the U.S. economy, but also in Haiti, because we as immigrants, especially Haitian Americans, are sending millions of dollars back to Haiti to help those in Haiti.
You you said it even better than the way that I would say it. I would tell you this TPS issue is gonna have, because remember it's not just Haitian. You have Mexican, you have Venezuelans, you have a lot of people as well who are sending money to their country, and we sending money to Haiti as well. But look at here, right now, we already have restaurants. I have people calling me. I cannot find people to work in my small business. You see, when you go, you don't see as much help as you used to get. Even our farms where we grow the food in Homestead, people are in hiding. So it is going to start impacting the economy here, and it's going to impact us big time in Haiti, where we already suffering. But you know, when over here has a cold, we have a fever, and we have everything else. So it's going to have a major impact because we won't be able to, we won't be able to send as much as we send in Haiti to help support some of our families, to help support the businesses in Haiti. Here, businesses are suffering. You won't be able to get the same help. People are going to have to pay more money too to get the help that they need. People not going to be buying as much because remember, immigrants, migrants, however you want to call it, they buy every day. Not only they buy, they work first of all. They earn money. With that money, they buy here. They support the businesses. They send money to their country. So it's going to have a worldwide impact, not just here, not just in Haiti, but all over.
Nicely said. You was with us today. Truly an honor to have you with us today, State Representative Mary Woodson. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And one thing that we just didn't have the time to cover in the big bill. If you used to get the Pell Grant, you used to be able to take two classes.
Oh yeah, tell us about the Pell Grant. Yes, that's
used
important.
to be able to take 2 credits, right, and be able to work at the same time while you're getting it. That's no longer the case. You're going to have to take 4 credits now. 12, 15, 12 credits. That's what you're going to have to take in order for you to get the Pell Grant. And I want the young people to know that, because if you know that, then you would know exactly how to plan, because I want you to finish your school. I want you to be educated. I want you to have a better quality of life. Education is power, so do your homework so you would know how to plan.
I'm thinking about all the single mothers and all of those who wanted to take full-time classes, but they may not be able to take it. So it's another burden now.
It's another burden, because remember, if you're a single mother, you're trying to make ends meet, you're trying also to get a better quality of life, Now you have to take full credits. How are you going to juggle the work itself, the children, and the full time? Sometimes we have to do what we have to do, but it's going to be a major burden on them.
We have to continue that conversation, State Representative. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I enjoy the way you let things flow, because you're a pro at what you do. That's what I do. You're
always an honor to have you and to educate our community. Thank you as well to you for watching that special show in English for our Haitian American community to help you better understand not only how the state, the local leaders, also federal, how it works, to understand the policies, the laws, and how to better prepare yourself. So if you love our content, I strongly advise you to please subscribe to our channels, to follow us, and share our content with others. I'm James P. I will see you next time.